When I was a young man, I was a very snobbish sort of man. Only wanted the very greatest things in the world. If I was looking at a painting, it had to be Matisse. If I was reading a book, it had to be like Nabokov. But when I hit middle age, I started to look back at things I'd enjoyed when I was a child. And I'd loved television as a child, probably more than anything. And it was a very old man who used to have a show that was a travel show. Then he would sometimes fall asleep during the show. Someone would poke him to wake him up. This is like local television. And this had stuck in my mind as very funny. And I just thought that his life would be an interesting story. So it's a fictionalized version of that man. I've tried very hard to keep away from the modern world as much as I can. I don't watch Netflix. I don't watch movies on the computer. I still watch movies on DVDs, on videotapes. I still watch movies on Betamax. When I started out as a cartoonist, I was used to doing everything myself. I wrote the stories, I drew the stories, I colored the stories, I lettered the stories. But when the digital age came along, I made a decision about 20 years ago not to learn how to work with the computer for art because I thought it's a waste of my time. I'd be better off spending my time working on physical things and let somebody else deal with the computer aspect. That has to be dealt with in the modern world. Someone has to do it, but it's not going to be me. I'm still the boss, because that's important to me, but I have someone who is sympathetically understands me. My methods of working are essentially the same as they've always been. Rather than a sort of a burst of a fully realized idea, it's a process. But I do believe inspiration comes primarily from being there. You just have to work. Then things happen. If you wait around, nothing gets done. As I'm older, I find that the stories are less linear, and so sometimes I might know what the end of the story is before I know what the middle of the story is. I like a story where there's a possibility that, the narrator doesn't know what he's talking about. A lot of talking in my story, someone talking directly to you, but that doesn't mean they're telling you the truth.